All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol HYLN, Hyliion Holdings Corp. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all my first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to the channel. Invest for tomorrow. To all my subscribers, welcome back. And let's jump into this chart. So Hyliion has actually ran up. It used the resistance slightly as a support, and it quickly fell back down. And it was very volatile in one of those last moments there, right? Right there when it broke through resistance and before it started to fall, it hit lows of about 1933 and it went to highs of 2024. Way too volatile within one 30-minute time frame, but it started to fall and it almost touched support again, and it's just hanging out in that channel. So right now, it's just kind of fighting to stay above the 50-day moving average. We're going to have to watch this closely, and if this bullish run that just slightly happened ended, we're going to have to see, because the bulls do have a chance to recover here and bounce back, but they need to break through the resistance levels that we're about to talk about, and they need to reach these highs to go ahead and not have the 50-day moving average catch up to it. Because if this just hangs out sideways, the 50-day moving average is coming up steep and strong, and it could just cross the price, end up above it, and this will end up in bearish territory, giving leverage to the bears to start tearing it down. Doesn't mean that the bulls can't reappear and bring it back up, but it's going to give leverage to the bears. So we're going to have to watch this very closely, and we're going to have to see here, because support was not broken through, but in the last couple hours of the day, it slightly changed, and our resistance has slightly changed as well. So the highest point without this crazy volatility was right before it here at 1995. 1995 is super important. That needs to be broken through to go ahead and reach newer highs and new resistance levels. So every single investor, I want you guys to keep that in mind. Pay close attention to that and watch closely how the stock is reacting if it's getting closer to that. But before getting there, we do have this resistance level to watch, and we have our support level here, and it's sitting at 1920. So what's the 50-day moving average? The 50-day moving average is 1881. I want every single investor to keep that in mind. 1881 is super important to keep in mind, because right now the tug of war has started. The bears and the bulls are fighting for control, and the bulls need to continue to work their way up further away from it, because if that gets upwards closer to the price, it could end up in bearish territory. And it's very important for us to keep in mind 1888, because as long as we are above it, we're in bullish territory, and the moment we're below it, we're in bearish territory. And this is a really close one. So before we talk about resistance, I want us to look at our support here. This support is very important, and there's a very small window between support and the 50-day moving average. So if this support gets broken through, this could be on its way down into bearish territory, and our next support is actually down here at the lows before the run, which was 1805. So we have to watch this, like I'm saying, and I want to emphasize very closely. So if 1891 gets broken through, this could be on its way down to newer lows, newer support levels, and reaching deeper into bearish territory, because it's such a small window. It's about a few cents away, and if it breaks through support in the 50-day moving average, by default, it is now in bearish territory. Now, on the other hand, why it's so important for the bulls to break through resistance is because this could catch up to the price, right? Our 50-day moving average, as I just illustrated a few moments ago. So our resistance is 1943. The bulls need to break through this. They need to turn that into a support, and they need to pull away from it to reach newer highs, new resistance levels, and get further away from the 50-day moving average in an upward direction. Super, super important for every single investor to keep this in mind. And I want to emphasize that the bulls need to break through this resistance. If not, this could end up in bearish territory and probably either breaking through support or the 50-day moving average catching up to the price. So the bulls need to break through this, turn 1943 into a support, so this can reach newer highs and new resistance levels. Now, I do want to announce, if you guys have not seen it yet, the launch of my website. I have a website that I created earlier this month, and it's been up and running since last week, investfortomorrow.com. I will put the link down below. There's an intro video for you guys to check it out. There's also a disclaimer so that everyone is aware of what the website entails and no one is misled or misinformed. And we have the forums here that you can go ahead and go over and see. And we have our member options. You have to choose one or the other to gain access to the member chat rooms and forums. And you could see down below which each one entails. It's completely optional. Read the disclaimer so that you're aware of what entails with the website. And if you have a moment to see the video, in the video I discuss about the purpose of the website and where it will be like in the future, right? That's the whole goal. Where is it going and what's the process of it as it develops? As always, if you guys found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watched this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money. At the end of this video, there's going to be a pop-up video, and in that video I will be discussing about the S&P 500 index and how it's been rising several points on scheduled dates. As you see here on the graph, these circles are the dates that the pumps have happened, and I use them as examples to show you guys how much the stocks have risen, and the S&P 500 index rose on those dates. And the reason why it's rising is due to the fact that the Federal Reserve is pumping the markets. On these dates, the charts and the dates speak for themselves, as we can see it here, and I break it down into more detail in the video. But just to summarize it, on these dates the S&P 500 rises, and there's individual ticker symbols rising up with it, anywhere from 30 cents to $3 per share. I know it may not seem like a lot, but per share that does add up, and these individual ticker symbols are giving you back profits. These are profits, and like I always say, profits are profits. Whether it's $1 put into the market and you get back $2, you've put in an initial investment and you got back more than what you started with. That's what it's all about. And also in the video I go into further detail showing you guys these dates and showing you how much it rose. Like for example, this was one of the last pump dates, and the lowest point that it reached was down here at 35.11, and the highest point reached was 35.57. That's like a 40-point jump. And here we're seeing the same thing. It went down to 35.88 and it rose up to about, I'd say, let's see, this is all still in the same day. It rose up to about a total amount of 36.23. When you do the math, that's almost a 40 to 50 point jump, and there's individual ticker symbols rising up with this. Now, I'm not there to guarantee you profits. I'm not there to tell you to buy, sell, or hold anything in particular. I'm just here to inform every single investor on the great news, on the opportunity to maximize profits and minimize losses. You have to do your due diligence and research, but these charts and the dates speak for themselves. I mean, this was probably one of the largest jumps that I've seen in the last couple of pumps, and it was down here at 33.02 and it rose up to about 33.88. That was an 80-point jump. There was probably ticker symbols rising up more than $3 per share on those dates. And even on these dates, there's individual ticker symbols rising more than $3 per share. Check it out, see for yourselves, and my best advice is look for ticker symbols that may be resembling the behavior of the S&P 500 index, and you'll be able to go ahead and give it a shot. Check it out. Again, I'm not there to tell you to buy, sell, or hold anything in particular. I'm not there to guarantee you profits. I'm just here to go ahead and share the information along with every single viewer and investor. The video should be popping up soon. If you haven't seen it already, pop up. There is the link down below in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.